Welcome to the Southern Mountain Kitchen. Today we're going to make beef steak with pepper onion gravy. So everything you see on my counter is what we're going to use to make this with. It's really not a lot going into it, but some beef broth, a few other little things to season it with, some green and red peppers, onions, and we're going to have some garlic and herb seasoning from Kingsford with some olive oil. Really, there's not much to make something that tastes so amazing, and it's a great meal for lunch, dinner, whatever you want to make this for. It's just perfect, quick, and easy, and that's the best thing about this. So if you get your beef, you can pick whatever kind you want to use in this. As far as for your steak, you go ahead and cut this into smaller pieces because we don't want jumbo pieces going into this, but we're going to cut them up, get them into, I have 4 pieces here, and then we're going to take some salt and pepper. Now there's about 3 1/4 teaspoons of salt and pepper in my thing. I'm literally just going to use enough to do a pinch of each thing on top of each of these and reserve the rest of it for the gravy. Then I'm going to use some garlic and herb from Kingsford, and I'm going to add this on top just to give this a little bit of a kick with a garlic taste to it, which is really great on this. So basically when you're doing the garlic and herb, again, 1 or 2 pinches per piece is fine. You're just going to give it a really good flavor, and once it goes into the gravy, it's going to cook this into that as well. But this is all we need to do to this right now. So once you get this totally done, we're going to rub this seasoning in a little bit, try to get it into the meat so that way it stays where we have it right now. And we want to go ahead and get this ready to go to a skillet. So you're going to need a large skillet to use this. You can use cast iron, whatever you want to use. And we're going to put between 4 to 5 tablespoons of olive oil in here, turn it up to medium high heat, and then we're going to bring in our beef. And once it's in here, we want to cook this for a while because we want to get this most of the way done. So we're going to go for about 5 minutes on the first side, flip it, cook it for another 4, then flip it and do it for at least another 3 minutes or so. We're just trying to get a little browning on the outside of it, a little bit of seared thing going on. But the thing is, if it's not completely cooked when you're done with this part, it's okay, because this is going to come back later and go into a gravy and cook for about 25 minutes. So it's going to have time to cook then as well. And that's the best thing about it, because you're not going to have to worry about having tough meat or anything, because it's not a lot of cooking time, especially when it goes into gravy. It does really well. So as you can see with mine, I'm flipping it for the first time here, and we're really just trying to get this pretty much cooked through before we put it into a gravy, but we do want to kind of sear those edges. So like I said, we're going to flip this over, cook it for another 4 minutes. Then when we get to a point where we've done that, we're going to flip it over and do it for at least another 3 before we remove it from the pan. So just let that cook up, and then once we get to this point, flip it over, give it that 3 minutes, then remove it to a plate, set it aside, and then we're going to get ready to work with the other ingredients in this. So like I said before, it doesn't have to be fully cooked. It can go into the gravy and cook then again for at least 20 some minutes. I give it 25 to 30 minutes just to be on the safe side. But once you take this out, set it to the side, make sure that you let the oil or grease drop off of it as you're getting it out of there, that you don't have a whole lot coating it. And then we're going to bring in our onions, our green peppers, and our red peppers. Now basically it's 1/3 cup of each. Now what I did is I bought some onion pepper blend, which is something you get out of the freezer section, and it's already got cut up pieces of red pepper, green pepper, and onion in it. And it just makes it a lot easier for you, but it's also, for those peppers, it's way cheaper to use. So go ahead and put this in your pan. We're going to cook this for about 4 minutes to make sure that, 1, mine was frozen, it's going to be cooked through that way, but 2, it's actually going to cook a bit before we do anything else with it. So go ahead and move it around. We don't want it sitting one place too long, and we're going to let the temperature come up in that pan and cook this, but like I said, for 4 minutes or so. And once it's really cooking, you're going to notice there's a great smell coming off of this, because the peppers just really smell so wonderful when they cook. And then you're going to have the onion in there as well. And this is the point where it's really cooking. So we just want to go ahead and make sure we move it around a little bit. And then in a minute, we're going to bring in anywhere from like 4 to 5 tablespoons of flour. And we're going to mix this through and start mixing again, basically making like a roux. And we're going to go ahead and add this together until everything is absorbed, all the flour is in there. We're going to cook it for about 2 minutes, because we want to make sure that we cook out that flour taste, because it really isn't pleasant to eat. And we're just going to move it back and forth a little bit until it's time for us to bring in our beef broth. And we're going to have 2 cups of beef broth that are going to come in here to make this gravy. but we want to get this cooked through first, and then we're just going to add a little bit of the beef broth to this to start separating this, kind of cooking it into a paste. And then we're going to add some more, and then wait a minute, add some more, keep stirring it along the way, and then we're going to pour the rest of it in. And what it's going to do, it's going to work together to make this gravy. And the best thing about this is it's really not hard to mix this together and actually blend it. So once the flour is cooked, it's really not a chore to do this part. Just keep working it around, because as you can see, it's starting to already loosen up and become wet, and that's the best thing about it. But you probably need a slotted spoon for this, because it does work really well. I mean, you could use something like a whisk or whatever, but it's going to get a little clogged up. So once we get it here, we're going to go ahead and add some more of the broth to it and keep cooking it. Now it's going to take a few minutes to actually mix this all in, and then you're going to cook it until it starts to thicken. So it is going to take a minute to thicken up, but it's okay. We're just going to keep going with this until it gets to the point where we've gotten all this broth mixed in. And again, this is still over medium-high heat. So go ahead and pour in as much as you need right now. If this is to the point where you got all of the rest of it poured in there, just go ahead and pour everything you had of the 2 cups in at this point, and just mix this around. And we want to bring the temperature up in this pan to where this actually starts boiling a little bit. So that's going to cook it to a point to where it's actually going to set up your gravy. And at the same time, we're going to dump in the rest of that salt and pepper that we had left over and add that in for a little bit of flavor. And we're just going to keep stirring this until it's thickening. Now mind you, we're going to bring into this 1.5 teaspoons of Worcestershire sauce, which is going to give this a little bit of an edge, a kick, but it's also going to help in the whole process of giving this flavor. So as you can see, I'm pouring mine in now, and we're going to keep doing this until the temperature comes up to a point where this thickens. So this could take a few minutes, but just keep stirring it, and it's going to start looking like this. And when it does, you can return the beef to the pan. Now what we're going to do is put this in, and we're going to periodically move it around, flip it, get them coated really well with the gravy. But we're going to put a lid on it, and this is going to cook for 25 minutes. And at the end of the 25 minutes, it's going to, if you didn't have your beef all the way cooked through, it will cook it, but it's also going to infuse a lot of flavor into the beef itself. So at 25 minutes, I'm taking the lid off of this, and you're going to see that this looks really great. It's had time to do its thing. I flipped the meat a couple of times, and we're just going to do it one more time and get ready to serve. Now, you can turn the heat off after the 25 minutes, put the lid on it, and it will stay warm and it won't dry out any on you before you get ready to use it. And just take the lid off when you're ready to go, and then add this to a plate. And that is basically all you're doing. But I gotta tell you, this has such an amazing flavor. It's just something that's wonderful to eat, especially if you like a burst of flavor with your meat. But this is perfect for family, whatever. And this is what mine looked like on a plate, and I gotta tell you, this is something I think you're really gonna like. I hope you liked this video, and if you did, please like and subscribe. And if you get a chance, check out the Southern Mountain Kitchen website, where you can get a free recipe, check out the cookbooks available from the Southern Mountain Kitchen, and if you'd like to, you could order a cookbook at a discounted price, cheaper than Amazon, with shipping that is also cheaper than Amazon. So if you get a chance, check it out, and I hope you have a great day.